This week's Parsha really starts the next preparation, because I know what's on everybody's mind, the reality of 30 days before the Yom Tov. We start asking questions, we start... do you need a pen? Is your pen working? Is your pen working? No, I just saw the pen's not working. Sorry. Okay, good. TTT pens never run out of ink. Have to give them out to write checks, you know. Yeah. We can't afford to have them. But this week's Parsha as well changes a little bit of the momentum of the Parshios that preceded it. Because this week's Parsha, while beginning with the Machzis HaShekel and continuing into the Besamim, but this week's Parsha has the whole story of the Egel Hazav, the presentation of the Luchos to Moshe Rabbeinu, and what he discovered when he came down the mountain. He discovered a nation that was out of hand, a nation that was left unsupervised, a nation that really couldn't handle being alone without their Rebbe with them. Aaron was frustrated. We spoke last time how Bnei Yisrael thought that they weren't independent enough to make the decisions on their own until Purim came along, and then they were able to decide. But a terrible Aveira came about as a result of this. So that's one thing that takes place in this week's Parsha, Parshas Tisa. Additionally, this week is an extra Parsha called Parshas Parah. Parshas Parah is when we learn the extra Parsha in Chukas that speaks about the Parah Aduma. And that was used for the purification of the entire Bnei Yisrael in order for them to be able to bring a Korban Pesach. So we're talking about Chet, doing an Aveira, purifying oneself. We're talking about preparations for Yom Tov Pesach. It gets a little bit heavier than the excitement of the Makos and Yetzias Mitzrayim and Matan Torah and the building of a Mishkan that was carrying throughout the Parshios of Sefer Shmos. So I think that if we could just dedicate a moment or two into preparation in what it means to be prepared and what it means to have a mindset that's focused on growth in ruchnius, and growth in a spiritual growth. It's interesting that in the Haggadah Shel Pesach, which I guess we could start talking about because it's 30 days before Pesach, it says something very fascinating. It says in the Dayenu song, so basically Dayenu says that we have 15 different ways of looking at Hashem's graciousness and benevolence towards us, and we have to look at each one individually and say that each one of the gifts that Hashem has given us independently would be deserving of our thanks and our praise and our gratitude to Hashem. So much more so that Hashem did all of these 15 things. But one of them is quite puzzling. One of them says, Ilu kervanu l'sdei har Sinai v'lo nasan lanu es haTorah dayenu. If you would have brought us to Har Sinai and wouldn't have given us the Torah, it would have been enough. Now that really is strange, because the whole purpose of coming close to Har Sinai and purifying ourselves and getting ourselves ready in so many ways, the whole tachlis was to get the Torah. The whole purpose was to be able to receive the Torah. So what would it be if you would spend all 2-3 years going to medical school or nursing school, or spending days and days and days to clean your house for Pesach, and then somebody hands you free tickets to go to Florida, or to go to Arizona, or to go to your in-laws or your parents' house for Yantas? You'd say, well, what good was all the preparation? And when it comes to cleaning the house for Pesach, maybe we wouldn't mind. But can you imagine if you cooked? Can you imagine if you prepared? Can you imagine? And then your daughter goes into labor 2 weeks early, has a very healthy and happy baby, but you have to travel to Eretz Yisrael for Pesach. Why? Because You need to go help her out. So do you say that, oh, it was so, I really, the cooking, or everything that I did was so worth it? I mean, we have to think about saying that the preparation for Matan Torah would have been enough without receiving the Torah. And I think that it's something that's very, very profound and something very important as we do start preparing for Pesach, to understand that in the preparation there lies a tremendous opportunity for growth. Preparing for something and getting ready for something can be turned from just a regular, insignificant experience into something that is very, very valuable. And the aliyah ruchnius and the growth and the amount of passion and enthusiasm that was injected into that preparation for Kabbalas HaTorah. We know what Fri Apr is all about, counting each day and building ourselves up to it. It's interesting because when we speak about, let's say, lighting candles for Shabbos. Why do we light candles on Shabbos? Friday evening, Friday afternoon. Why do we light candles? Everybody knows the famous reason is because it's called for Shalom Bayis. Shalom Bayis means that you need light in the house in order that people shouldn't trip and people should be able to see what they're eating, because we don't usually have light on Shabbos, so we can't turn a light on Shabbos. So by having the candles, another pshat is because candles are a way of honoring the king and honoring a queen. And if the Shabbos Hamalka is going to be at the table, if Shabbos is such a special day, the candles lend a certain ambiance, a certain flair, a certain sophistication that we know. To light candles becomes more feelings, more emotion put into it. But the Rambam says something different. He says that the lighting of the candles, it's just fascinating, is similar to the torches that are lit when a king is arriving in a city. Now remember, it's not talking about after the king arrived that the torches are lit. This is before the king arrives. That by lighting torches, you give honor to the king who will arrive. So if the king, for some reason, doesn't end up arriving, you still fulfilled an honor to the king. You would send him a message, just want you to know, look at all the preparations, we feel terrible that you didn't end up showing up because you had some emergency. But if the king sees, wow, look at the torches, and look at the festive atmosphere that was going to greet my arrival. So here you see that the lighting of the candles on Friday would be enough of a kavod Shabbos, not for what they accomplish on Shabbos, but for what they accomplish for Erev Shabbos. That's ilu kervono fnei harasina v'lo nasim lanos haTorah. And we have to understand that as we start our cleaning, I want to ask you a question. No, I'm not going to ask you. It's not a fair question. But let's say you could have your entire house done for Pesach. All the cooking, all the preparations. You just snap your fingers. You spend $50 or $20, and it'll all be done. I'm not going to ask you whether you would take that opportunity. But I definitely know people who bake challah every Friday, and you get delicious challah at the bakery. You can get every type of variety. You can get the whole wheat, you can get the regular, right? But some people say, no, it's an experience. The kids get up on the counter and they stick their hands into the dough, and it makes a little bit of a mess, and you have to clean it up. But that mess of the preparation is part of the chinuch, it's part of the tolerance, it's part of the feeling and the love and the emotion that you're putting into it. So the truth of the matter is, now that nobody's going to snap their fingers and have your house done anyway, but if we look at that attitude, if we become high-strung and very tense and very overwhelmed, so then the preparation experience could turn into something that is overwhelming. That could be something negative, chas v'shalom. But from the outset, we plan, we prepare, we make ourselves a little bit of a schedule, we make ourselves a timetable. This needs to be done, that needs to be done. Let's get this going, let's get this room clean. And the children are into it. You put up a sign on the door, this room has been cleaned for Pesach. This freezer is designated for Yankee's favorite fricassee, or his super sour meatballs. Start getting your recipes ready and have the children pick out certain things that they really, really like. And they're looking forward to. I could imagine somebody being excited, a child being excited because his cake already is in the freezer that he's going to have on the first day of Yom Tov. Or make a Fri Apr cookies, and we're going to make 49 of them. And each one is going to be a day, and after we count Fri Apr, we're going to eat those cookies. But if you build up that preparation, you build up, and you make valuable. I know we have a chasana coming up, so I'm sure we're counting days also. So it's not really something that's so foreign, but to be able to accomplish that is something that really fulfills what Bnei Yisrael might have been missing. They really weren't ready for Moshe Rabbeinu to leave for a day, for 40 days, or for one extra day. And because they weren't already prepared for that, it caused a terrible risk. But it's interesting that immediately after the Egel is the Parsha of the Yom Tovim. In this week's Parsha, at the end of the Parsha, is the laning that we laid on Shabbos Chol HaMoed. It speaks about all the different Yom Tovim. Yom Tovim is something that the preparation, what we put into it, really makes us who we are. We just take a look at the world, the way the amount that you go into shoppers, and you see 2 months before Valentine's Day, everything is red and white, and then another 2 weeks before the Easter is the pink and blue. So the amount that commercially is done, lahavdil, elef, and I'm not comparing it, but if we could take that same amount of enthusiasm and decoration and preparation and start speaking about it, then the Pesach becomes an all-year a build-up of excitement and looking forward, as opposed to just 2 days before it being a total pressure. In Mitzvah Hashem, if we have that zechus to look at the value of preparation and the value of getting our minds ready for becoming close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, becoming closer to our children, involving them in the process of chinuch, and anybody that could possibly be involved, that's something that will really carry us through to the Zmanim of Simcha, to the Zman Cheruseinu, and Mitzvah Hashem after that it will be Zman Matan Toraseinu for Shavuos, and a tremendous amount of nachas and closeness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that really warrants us the name of a very, very special nation.